guilt, shame, failure mentality, and of course, lack of progress. Got a great email here. Let's jump into it. Roll it. Jumping into the email that I think you're really gonna like. I think a lot of people have been in it or are in it, and it's one of those things that I think you all experience it. We all experience it as we go through this entrepreneurship realm or starting a business realm, and we're trying to make it work. So, hi Nikos, I'm 23. I started a business and I failed at it. It's been a year, and every time I think of it, I get this guilt feeling. I'm emailing you because I saw your video and how failure mentality creeps up. I'm hoping you can help me. I have a lot of ideas, and every time I try to start working on one, I get cold feet. I start feeling like a failure, and of course I give up. What would you do? Okay, so I've been there. It's a horrible place to be. Many people have been there. They will tell you it's a horrible place to be. Fast forward, that is a learning moment. When you become 30 and you are successful, that is a learning moment. You don't look at it as a failure moment, you look at it as a learning moment. What do I mean by this? When time takes over and you start progressing again, well, those failure thoughts go out the window. This is because you're actually taking the steps of doing things again, and with a new idea or a new business or something different, and you're actually taking the learning moments and you're implementing them. It's happening in game time, in real time, while you're doing the new business. You don't even realize this happening, and this is a lot of times why people forget what happened and they're focused on the new project, new idea, and it's just, you don't even think about anything from the past. This is when you're really pumped up and you get really, when you start diving into this new idea, that's when it really kicks into high gear. That being said, you're 23. Look at that span of time. By the time you're 30, that's 7 years. It's gonna go by quick, I can tell you that. And then you have 20 years to 50, and then you have 20 years to 70. And then you're dead. But maybe you'll live longer. I don't know. What I'm saying is, after 70, everything just slows down, I think, and on average. So you might keep going, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you're 23. You have these pieces of time, these chunks, still to go. And they're bigger chunks than somebody who's in their 40s who just failed. You have so much time to learn more and more, and any idea you have will only be realized if you try it. While you're young, at the age you're at, you have very little responsibilities compared to being somebody who's 40, whose business just failed, who has a mortgage, 3 kids, and 2 cars, trying to figure out, what's gonna happen next and how is this all gonna work out. You're 23, and I'm assuming, I'm actually gonna say it in terms of most 23-year-olds, okay? They do not have the responsibilities that they need to worry about. Even if you were to say you're gonna turn 30 and you've tried another 2-3 ventures and they failed and you had, debts, you can still pay it off before you get married and have kids, going back to a job. Why worry about anything? What you're experiencing, in my opinion, is more on the lines of shame. You're feeling shame. You're feeling that failure mentality because you've gone through this I feel guilty phase. That guilt we get when we fail in a project because, our parents told us not to do it, or our friends told us you're gonna fail or whatever, and we let ourselves down, and that guilt's coming from us letting ourselves down. We start feeling like people think we should be feeling, or we start feeling like how we think they're thinking of us. And then from there, we start turning this into this failure mentality because we think about all the things we did wrong. How do you fix this problem? What I found and what I've helped people get through is, 1, accept what happened. It's the past. It's done. you screwed it up, you didn't know enough, or you knew too much and you didn't do the right things at the right time, that's it. Done. It's done. 2, take a week and each day write down the mistakes you made, but in a learning mindset. What I mean by this, I would say things like, I failed because I didn't get the website up in time. Or I failed because I didn't do my promotions at the right time. I failed. Failure mentality picks up. What we want to do is write, all right, the learning mindset tells me that if I would have had that website up 3 months before I launched a business and had a Facebook group already running and getting people hyped up about what's coming, I would have already had clients waiting to go. Learning moment, learning mindset, learning for future. It's all about the learning. Now we can take this and we can create a list of these things so that we know that when we go to do the next business, we'll know exactly what we should be doing, which will allow us to really focus on the things we don't really know that much. It's a great place to be. I'm telling you, once you start working on the next idea and you do all this stuff, it'll be great for you. What I want you to do is really ask yourself, out of all these ideas, which one is the best opportunity? Have I researched enough? Did I do the legwork? Have I met 5 people who are doing something similar that I've talked to and I've gone out to interview and I've gone to make a connection with, that I've gone to collaborate with? Have I done that? Out of those 5 people, have I made one person my mentor? Simple. Have I made a business plan? Is that business plan there? Is it a big business plan, a small business plan? Have I thought too much about it? Have I thought not enough? Do I have the funds to do this? Or do I need to find people who will help me with the funding? Or do I need to go get a job to support whatever I need to do in order to start it? These are the things that you need to start looking at what you're doing in order to get your mindset in that positive movement. What's happening right now is you're starting this idea, you're realizing how big the idea is, and then you start working on it and you go, what if I fail? I'm going to be like that person that I was last year, and then you give up. You're not starting on anything, and clearly you haven't made any one of these ideas your purpose. You haven't made it the sole thing of why you exist. And at that age that you're at, that's what you should be doing. You should be jumping into a project that you really feel it. And you should be looking at it from a perspective that if I get this rolling, good things will come. So I'm going to put this purpose out there and I'm going to start working towards it. And as long as I do small things each and every day, well, my mindset will start moving in that positive manner, especially when I start meeting people who will help me move forward. I don't go to as many networking events as I used to, but one of the things that really pushed me was going to networking events to meet people. I would meet these awesome people who were either doing something awesome or they were in a skill set where they did consulting or coaching or something of that form where they were really good at what they did. I made friends with these people, I collaborated with these people, I shared my expertise, they shared their expertise, and it made me feel like $1 billion after a failure. I gotta tell you, failures are a good thing. I can't stress it enough. But it's that mindset we carry forward. Lastly, and this is the most critical one, get rid of anybody in your life that is a negative influence in your life. If it is somebody you can't get rid of, like your parents, stop talking to them about it. It's probably the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. It probably is, because most of the time we're trying to get their acceptance of what we're doing, and we want their blessings and we want them to appreciate what we're doing, and we want them to say, I'm proud of you. It's so hard. But all the rest of the people, get rid of them. You're 23 and this is a critical life lesson right now. When you turn 30, the people you know now, you'll have a handful of them, and by the time you turn 40, you won't have any of them, and maybe you'll be lucky if you have 1 or 2 that will hang out once in a while. That's it. Done deal. You'll have new people as you go along, but you're not going to have these people. And really be in that mindset that you're not going to go burn bridges and kick them out. Your mindset has to be, who is negative, who do I stop talking about what I'm doing, and who is positive, who do I keep talking about what I'm doing, and who do I need to meet that will help me get to that purpose that I need to achieve. That's it. This is probably the life lesson I wish I would have listened to back in the day, and I didn't. And it's the one that I always tell people, and I know that they're never gonna 100% follow, but I know they will get those life lessons as they go along from these people in their lives. And long behold, they will realize it's the truth of the matter. Get going on these things and report back in a month or so and let me know what you think. Of course, join the Facebook group so you can post your progress and ask more questions. Of course, hit a like, hit a subscribe if you like what you saw, and of course, leave a comment below if you've been in a similar situation, because I know there's a lot of people out there. Tell your story, and of course, what did you do to get your mindset moving in the right direction? Because who knows, somebody might be reading it and it might just help save a life.